Hi everyone, it's Diana and you are at Witchcraft is Political. Welcome. If you choose pile 3 or group 3, this is going to be your reading. And if you just stumbled upon this video without doing a pick a card or choosing from a pile, then you can go into the description box below and there you'll find a link to the introductory video, part 1, where you can pick a card. However, if you don't feel drawn to doing that, you can just watch this video. There is no right or wrong here, really. It's about your intuition and what you feel called to do. So, this is the reading for group 3, pile 3. And we are going to talk about today, what we are going to talk about today is what do you need to know? So, it's a pretty broad question. And we are just asking the universe and spirit guides to give us messages about what you need to know right now in this time, in the present. So let's see your first card. Wow. The Tower. Wow, that's like major shifts, major shifts. Something is changing in your life in a big way, and it might not be comfortable for you, let's say. It might not be an easy change, but it's a change for the better. It might not be an easy change, but it's the change which is aligning you to your purpose and to your path in this lifetime. So something is breaking down in your life. It feels almost like the ground beneath your feet is shifting. It's very unsettling, and unsettling can feel really uncomfortable, and it can feel really tough, especially when you have become settled in your ways and when you have become settled in your politics, because everyday life is politics. It is about negotiating through different relations of power, everything you do, from getting out of bed to picking up your phone maybe or going to work, or even in your romantic partnerships or your familial relationships. There's always an element of power, and something is crumbling in these areas. It could be any of these areas, it could be all of these areas. It really depends on you, but and your specific situation, because do remember that this is a general reading, so whatever I say here should be taken only insofar as it resonates with you. So these readings are only meant as a confirmation for your own intuition. So if something does not resonate with you, the reading is not for you. Don't take that part of the reading to heart, because this is a general reading, and there are lots of energies at play here for lots of people who are watching it or could watch it in the future. So yeah, but what I'm sincerely sensing from this is major shifts, major changes, major unsettling, which does not feel comfortable, which does not feel good. It seems like the world is turned around, and hey, like the past year and a half has been the world turning around, right? Slipping away from beneath our feet. And in many ways, a lot of people can see that as an awful thing, but it is also a moment of opportunity to create something new, right? Because in times of chaos, you can take two ways. You can go back to trying to restore the oppressive powers which lay before, or you can actually use that chaotic time to build something which has not been imagined before, or which has not been acted upon before. Something radically new for yourself, and in your own thinking and in your own assumptions about what life is, what your life is, your own assumptions about what your life is. And maybe those assumptions have become very clear to you in the recent past, and they're also starting to feel oppressive to you, and something is shattering about them. So it can almost feel like I sense this opportunity for deep shadow work, but by which I mean basically confronting the unarticulated parts of yourself, the parts of yourself which you hide from even yourself. But at the same time, there's this fear, because when everything is broken, everything which so far crumbles, then it can feel really, really vulnerable. You might be feeling very vulnerable in a scared way. And having gone through some of these experiences myself, I remember once thinking, when I was in the thick of it, that I'm like a baby who's naked, who's trying to cross the street. And I don't know if I already told this story on the channel before, but anyway, it's coming to me again. A naked baby who's trying to cross the street, and there's like traffic coming at me on the street, and I can't even walk as a baby. I'm just like crawling on all fours. I mean, that level of vulnerability. So I get it. I mean, obviously I don't know exactly your specific situation, but if that's how you're feeling, it can be really tempting to go back to old ways and old habits and old values, and like what the world says is kind of the ladder or the way to go, or the path, and can be really tempting to run back into like the shell and this defense mechanism, right? And pretend that everything is okay and that you are not that naked baby. And you just want to feel together and you want to be in control. And it can be really, really tempting to do that. But I'll say, trust this process. Howsoever scary it is right now, this is leading you to somewhere really beautiful. And I'm really getting this strong sense. It's gonna lead you to somewhere really new in a very good way. And you'll feel different. This new will be different from your past adult self. It's almost like you are switching lives, switching skins, and the process of the switch is that transition period can be really, really, really tough, because it makes you feel so mushy, so just vulnerable, and like almost like this clam without a shell, right? But instead of fighting the fear, instead of trying to make the fear which you're feeling right now go away. Just try to sit with it. And I know that's easier said than done, but the strongest message for you right now, what you need to know really is that if you sit with it, and there's no obligation to, obviously, I mean, you can always go back to your old ways, but I mean, you are tired of your old ways and of the old ways. But if you sit with it, something much better is going to reveal itself. Fear makes us want to, fear makes us want to do many things. I think different people have different responses to it, and even the same person has different responses to it in different times and different contexts, right? So often it can make us want to take action and just kind of fight or flee, the fight or flight instinct. And that's rooted in some sort of action, and you're being called to not do that. No, don't try to solve your fear right now. Just let it be. The other reaction to it can be numbing yourself, just numbing yourself from fear. So it can just, you can, in the face of fear, we can easily dissociate, and we can easily just, give into addictive behavior, workaholism, alcoholism, addict, inability to be alone, for instance. And there's nothing wrong with any of this per se. I really, really want to tell you, I'm not judging any of these responses, because believe me, I have been there, and I even go there now. I mean, I understand how addiction or addictive thinking works, right? And I'm not saying I'm an alcoholic, but yeah, I have been there in the past, and I can kind of understand how those kind of thinking patterns work. And just this is, this seems like not taking action, but this is another way of trying to flee away from fear, trying to flee fear, right? Because numbing behaviors basically make you wanna not face that emotion, and it is a way to not feel that emotion in your body, because fear, and every emotion is felt in the body, and fear is a particularly uncomfortable emotion, because fear can feel really energetic, but also paralyzing at the same time in your body. It can be a rush of energy, and it can be, on the other side, the paralysis together, and it can feel really, really uncomfortable. What spirit guides are saying right now for you is, try to sit with it. We know that it is uncomfortable. We know that this is not the easiest of emotions to live with or face. But you have done this so far in your life. You have had these fight, flight, numbing responses to fear all your life. For once, just take a chance, do it differently, right? See if you don't put any of these responses, but just sit with it and allow yourself to feel fear in your body. Allow yourself to just let that emotion come and pass through you. instead of trying to fight it or trying to control it or trying to capture it, trying to make it go away or trying to make yourself go away from it. Just do it, and do it and see what happens. It's like an experiment. Like it's not a, hey, you must do this and etc. But it's an experiment, and your guides are saying, think of it like an experiment. All this heavy energy like surrounding your fears. Take a step back and just like think, hey, what if it's an experiment where I respond to fear differently than what I have done so far in my life? Let's see what happens then. And then make a journal, and like just write how you are responding differently, or just write how feeling fear in your body makes you feel, and like do it every day. Do it every day for 10 minutes in the morning. It does not have to be more than like 5 lines even, and you don't need to think about it. Like this is not something anyone is gonna see, so you can just like write whatever the fucking hell comes into your mind, right? Like it doesn't matter, just like scribble, let it out. That's like one way of letting fear pass through you, by putting it down in ink, putting it on a page, because that, and like putting it using your hands, not merely typing, because that way you are actually engaging your body. And because emotions reside in our body, so it's really like important to engage the physical aspect of it when we are trying to shift our energies. So yeah, just treat it as an experiment and see what happens, and tell us what happened. Tell us in the comments what happened. Right? Like, I mean, I'd love to know, because I have been through so many tower moments, and I think by this point I cannot help but laugh when I come across one of them. So I mean, if it seems that I'm laughing at, I'm not trying to make light of your fear or your pain, and I just want to say everything you are experiencing is completely and totally valid. But it does not mean that the only way through is to go back. No, this is a very different kind of path you are in the midst of, treading on. And just experiment. Experiment. Wow. There's a lot for you to discover here. Like, I'm feeling almost like this adventure excitement. I mean, there is something amazing down this path if you don't turn back and go into your old ways of adulthood. If you just stay with this path, this naked baby path, and just it's in spite of the extreme vulnerability you're feeling and the extreme insecurities and the fears, which those insecurities are basically, if you just stay with it, you are going somewhere magical. I can feel it. I can already feel so excited for you. Like, I am feeling really, really excited for you. This is an amazing journey you are part of. And Tower is one of my favorite cards in tarot. Maybe my most favorite card is Death, and I think Tower is close. Oh yeah, I also like the High Priestess. But yeah, Tower is pretty cool. So chill. I mean, okay, I know, I don't want to sound insensitive, and that's not how I mean it. I just mean that I think sometimes when we are in the midst of these journeys and in the midst of those transitions, it's really easy to get so sucked into a particular emotion, be it fear or be it anxiety or be it anger, be it, I don't know, jealousy, be it whatever, right? It's so easy to get sucked in that we can really very easily also lose perspective, right, about why we are here, what brought us here in the first place, why did we choose to be here in the first place, right? Because there is something, some choice you made in the past, willingly or unwillingly, or no, not willingly or unwillingly, what's the word? Consciously or unconsciously, which together in collaboration with the universe, the universe responding to your choices has brought you here, and you are on the right path. That's one really important message coming through for you. You are on the right path. If you're doubting it because of all the pain and fear you are feeling, I promise you, you are on the right path. There's no need to doubt it. All these feelings of pain and fear are part of the journey. Just let them pass through you, let them flow through you. Don't try to conquer them, don't try to erase them, don't try to fight them. And I know that's easier said than done, but to stay still in the face of these very disconcerting emotions, especially when they travel through your body. But try to pay attention to your body and see what each part of your body does when it's feeling fear. And then tell yourself, hey, tell that part of your body, you are safe, we are safe here, wherever you are. You have taken care of yourself, you are fine. I do hope you are safe, right? You're not in any violent situation, right? A situation of domestic abuse, because if you are, please, you need to contact your local domestic abuse helpline and remove yourself from that situation. Really, really, because you can't make good decisions in that situation. If you want to come back to that situation, you can do that later. But right now you need to not be there, okay? But if otherwise, if you are in a safe place, you have a home, you kind of, you are able to eat 2 meals a day, that is a lot to be grateful for, and that's a lot to feel, give you safety, a sense of safety, a roof over your head, food in your mouth, right? That's really it, right? That's kind of the basics we are talking about here, right? So you are safe and you have come so far and you have taken care of yourself, So remind that part of your body as it feels fear. First, listen. First, begin to talk to different parts of your body by listening. Just listen how those parts of your body are responding to fear. You can do one of those meditations where they make you focus on different parts of your body, starting from your toe or your head, and converging on different parts of the body, especially when you're feeling anxiety and fear. And then you can listen to how that body part is reacting under fear. What is it about that part, and what about that reaction makes you feel uncomfortable? And then tell that part of your body that you are safe, you are protected, you are secure. Because you are. I also feel a huge sense of spiritual protection coming from you, for you. you know, you are also protected by the universe in this part. So I know it's scary to be that naked baby to cross the street, but trust the universe. You are not alone in this. You are protected. Just the fact today that you were brought to this video to watch it is a sign that you are protected and that you are getting this message. All right, let's get some more cards for you. Tower. What a glorious journey you are on. I mean, look at the bigger picture, okay? Not the bigger picture of the world, but the bigger picture of your life. Forget the world. Think about you. Interesting. Queen of Wands in this weird, how do you call it, lateral position? Interesting. You creative soul, you are like the queen of creative endeavors. So much creativity and so much self-doubt. You've been doubting yourself. I see that you have been doubting yourself, especially maybe all your life, but especially intensely in the recent past. But there is no reason for you to doubt yourself, because you are the Queen of Wands. You are a creative powerhouse. You know, this is your truth. This is your reality. And if you have been doubting this reality, take this reading again as a sign that, as a confirmation that you are it. You know, this is your truth. Your truth is that you are a creative powerhouse. Spirit guides, universe, please give us messages for pile 3. What do they need to know? Whoa, okay. 10 of Wands, the Devil in reverse, and what do we have here? Wow, so we have the Tower in reverse. Oh, how nice, how nice, how nice. Tower in upright followed by Tower in reverse. I love it. I love it. Oh my God. I can feel so much love your spirit guides have for you. The universe loves you so much, and they are right beside you. You know, it's one of those moments where, like, you're crying, but you also feel like laughing, or you're laughing, but you also feel like crying, and that's when you know that. And you're like laugh crying, and that's when you know that you are like living, because you're experiencing all the emotions which our earthly lives have to offer as humans. And it's that for you. That's what you're going through right now. And it's just so much. It's like so many emotions mixed in together, and it's overwhelming, but at the same time, it's also beautiful. I feel so much beauty, and I feel you are the kind of person who can appreciate beauty of life in this way. Like, you have been here before, and you're here again. You have been here before and you are here again, and there's just joy streaming through your eyes. Wow. Oh man, I feel like laughing and crying at the same time. You're not alone, my friends. You are not alone. I the universe is with you. I'm with you. But mostly the universe is with you. So let's look at the other cards we have here. Oh man, oh man. We have 10 of Wands, Devil in reverse, and the Tower in reverse, and the Tower upright, and a lateral or something transversal Queen of Wands cutting through all of this. I love you. I mean, I love your energies. Like, it's just so. You are on an adventure. You are on an adventure. So you are like, you have wanted adventure, you have wanted that magic of adventure in your life, and you kind of started out on that adventure like this woman. But oh my god, look at all the things she is carrying on her adventure. That is one fucking heavy adventure. Right? So that's the message they have for you, you know. You're carrying so many things from the past, right? And these could be past wounds, past hurts, anger at things which have happened to you in the past, or which you have experienced in the past, or relations which have been unfair to you in the past. And it's like you're carrying all of this, even when you want a fucking new start. You want a new start. I can feel it. You want a new start. And when you want a new start, you can't at the same time also not let go of the past. Letting go. What can you let go? Politics of refusal. Coming back here. This is a reference to the introduction where I do a collective reading, so you can go and watch that if you haven't. But yeah, this is about letting go of your past. You know, the reason you want the new and you will get the new. You want the new and you will get the new, but you have to let go of the past. Now, what does that mean? We always say let go of the past, let go of the past. What does that fucking mean? I did not understand it till like last year, I think. And maybe I've still not understood it fully, but I can share with you my experience of what I did understand last year, which is about forgiveness. It's about forgiving people from the past and forgiving situations of the past which were hard on you and which you find hard to come to terms with. Now, this might seem very counterintuitive because it's like, hey, they were wrong and they were so unjust towards me, and how can I just fucking forgive? So, what is forgiveness, right? I think with forgiveness, our society has very warped ideas of what forgiveness is. And here I want to take some time to clarify what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is exactly what will help you not help you right that justice, right? Help you make that injustice. Sorry, my mouth. Forgiveness is exactly what will help you right the injustice you have experienced. Forgiveness is letting go of an unjust behavior and unjust memory. Not memory, but unjust behavior, unjust energy, I want to say, unjust energy, an energy of injustice. And may and thus making space for making space for justice, making space for the right things, for the right situations, for people who treat you in the right way. Forgiveness, on the other hand, does not mean everything goes. Forgiveness does not mean that now the person you are forgiving has, I don't know, like they can do whatever they want or they can behave however they like towards you. No, that's not forgiveness. That's codependency. Which is kind of like the opposite of forgiveness. I would say it's like southeast of forgiveness or something like this, or not even southeast, southwest maybe. Yeah, if I don't make sense, don't worry. I mean, sometimes I say things and even it doesn't make sense to me, and then I have to figure it out later. But anyway, we won't go into directions right now, but that's what channeling is like. Like you say things and then you realize, oh, that's what I said, because that's how channeling works. It just like comes through the universe. Forgiveness is not about letting that person re-enter your life. Forgiveness is not about, in fact, forgiveness is about giving that person full exit from your life, because until you forgive, you are still holding on to energies of said person or situation which was unjust, right? And as long as you hold on those energies, as long as you take that baggage, in some way or that another, that injustice will keep perpetuating and keep reproducing itself in different ways through your life. So forgiveness is the process of letting that energy go. It's kind of that this unforgiveness, anger, forgiveness. And with an open hand, you can do many, many more things. You can actually invest your energies in things which bring you joy, right? Not things which make you feel resentful and disappointed and angry. Because, come on, you deserve better. You are so much better and you deserve better. You know that, right? You know that. I can feel it. You know that. So, just like, if you really want that adventure, you have to kind of let go. And forgiveness is about letting go. So, forgiveness is about boundaries, and like letting things which need to exit, which you want to exit from your life, actually exit. And forgiveness is not about appeasing anyone. You don't need to talk to anyone or give anyone justification in order to forgive. Forgiveness is something of more of an internal work and your own dialogue with yourself. And yeah, So this is, and you don't have to accept with forgiveness. You don't have to let anyone in your life who you have already let out. That's not forgiveness. That's appeasement. You don't need to do that. All right? The other message with this card I'm hearing is it might not even be, maybe you're so much focused on like the other person or the situation which hurt you in the past, but actually why you're unable to let go to a large extent might not be so much about them, but it's really about you not forgiving yourself. So there is a need here to forgiving yourself, because maybe you feel that you kind of be you or you kind of are very hard on yourself for um like there's some sort of unsaid internal dialogue, like how stupid was I, how stupid was I that I landed in this situation, how stupid was I to believe XYZ, you know how could I be so blind, how could I not see the red flags, etc. And these kind of internal dialogues, conscious or unconscious, can really it's really part of this I was talking in the earlier groups about, about self-flagellation. So, like, this whole being hard on yourself is really a theme today. Um, so be kinder to yourself. This is about forgiving yourself, because you can't judge yourself by the standards. You can't judge your past self. You can't judge your past self by the standards of who you are today, right? Because in many ways you learned from this situation, right? You learned something new from this situation. You had an experience with this situation. So it was not a mistake, insofar as it taught you something. It was not your failure. And you have to stop looking at it from this viewpoint that, you did something wrong here, because you really didn't. You really didn't. And sometimes life is just unfair like that. But in some other way, it's also not unfair. It's like, I mean, it's unfair depending on what perspective you are looking from. If you have already defined the outcome of a situation and it does not live up to that outcome, then of course it seems unfair, right? But this situation you went through, it did give you some insight, however hard or painful it was. But insights are like that, right? Like, it's not about saying a sentence or knowing a word. It's through experiencing them and through various emotions we go through and experiencing them that we really get to know something. It's not about reading it from a book or even listening to anyone talking about it, including me talking about it. It's about living. It's about living life, right? And please don't be hard on yourself, because you are a very different person now than you were then. And how can you judge yourself for something you were not? And even the person you were then was good enough and smart enough to actually, convert all the pain of that situation into something insightful, to something amazing and cool. So it's not your fault. And I mean, you are a magician. You are taking all this amazing amount of pain, and you are. I mean, I'm just stunned when as I'm feeling your energies right now. Like, it's just stunning what you're doing with your life. You are just taking all this amazing hurt, and you are turning it into like a seed from which a plant will grow. Somehow, like, you're gardening it into the soil, and it's beautiful. Like, it's almost like you are a plant and you can like take energies of the in the air and like convert it into material life, right? So it's pretty incredible, and you have already done so much work here. You have already done so many incredible things here. Please don't doubt yourself on that count, and just please allow forgiveness for your past self. you it's okay, whatever happened, you did your best. You did what you could do, and you wouldn't it's always easier to kind of make snap judgments in hindsight, but you did the best in that situation which you were in. You really did, and you know that deep inside, you know that. So it's okay, just let it go, and you are allowed to forgive yourself. Then we have the devil in reverse. I feel I don't want to say a lot about this card because I feel like you've already done a lot of the shadow work, and you're kind of towards the tail end of it, and things are improving, even though it does not seem like that right now to you, or maybe it's not apparent and seems like you've been in this misery pit forever and ever, but you are actually moving towards the light at the end of the tunnel. You have made so much progress. You have really made so much progress. And that is. So, tower in reverse. Um, yeah, tower, tower upright and tower in reverse. This is really a sign that you are towards the end of the tunnel. You are gonna emerge from that baby vulnerability, which is not bad, but it can be scary, right? Into a very different kind of adult, and you are creating a very different kind of life for yourself. So kudos, congrats on that. Like, this is huge. This is a huge transformation you are going through, and you are being asked to just have some faith in the process, and instead of running back to things but which have not worked out for you in the past, instead of running back to them just because they feel safe, you are being asked to just have the faith, keep just keep still and let the universe now do the work for you. You have done enough. Now let the universe make things happen for you, because you are in collaboration with the universe and you are in alignment with the universe. You just need to recognize that and just watch the magic unfold. All right, let's pull out some Lenormand cards for you very quickly, because I think my camera might not be able to record more. This is a pretty long reading. Oh, ooh, ring. Nice. something good, an opportunity is coming towards you. A good opportunity, something stable is coming towards you. Spirit guides, what do we need to know for group 3? What does group 3 need to know right now for their situation? Okay. Okay, too many cards, but we'll take these two. Star. I love this. Star is so beautiful. And you have beautiful cards. Star followed by dog. So you're gonna find something you really care about, and you're gonna find a sibling or a close friend who's gonna be really supportive. So an opportunity where you'll find stability is coming towards you, and that's what you're gonna experience. And as long as you're also through this process of the tower which you are going through right now, you are also discovering what really is important to you and what really matters to you, and you are gaining also some sort of recognition, I feel, because of this, because in some way you are actually getting more internally grounded, and your work is going to receive recognition. And yeah, and the last one with the dog, it's really about talking to a friend or confiding in someone you trust about your struggles. Only if you feel open to, you don't need to do it, and only if you feel called to. Sometimes opening up to the wrong people especially can make you feel much worse than you were before. So just be very, very mindful who you open up to. But if there is someone on your radar who you feel you can trust, and you will know intuitively if someone comes to your mind right now immediately, without thinking, then you will know that's the person. So just kind of someone you can trust. If you can open up to them, I think they can offer you a lot of support, and this could be like a friend or a sibling, like I said before. And Spirit is asking you to look for support where you can. Don't try to do it all alone. Right? It's very tempting to do that, but you're not alone in this, and you already have that right community of people around you. So please don't shut yourself off from that, because there is support available to you. There are loyal people around you, loyal friendships. And yeah, that's pretty much the messages for today. Thank you for watching, and if any of it resonated with you, please put a dog emoji on the comments. I'd love to know if or not it resonated with you, and I will see you next time on this channel. And by the way, if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, which recently started but you haven't yet, you will also find information for that down in the description box below. No pressure, but please do. And sending you a big hug. You are amazing. Just keep doing what you are doing. And know that you are on the right path. Have faith. Take care. Bye.